When Moses, who had once lived as an Egyptian prince, returned from his long exile, he stood before Pharaoh with a powerful message from God.
Let my people go.
But Pharaoh, stubborn and prideful, refused. He didn't care about the suffering of the Israelites or their desire for freedom. So, God began sending plagues to show his power. The first plague, the Nile turns to blood. The waters of the mighty Nile, the source of life for all of Egypt, turned to blood. The river flowed red, thick, and foul-smelling. The fish died, and the people couldn't drink the water. Chaos followed, but Pharaoh's heart remained unchanged.
This can't be happening! The Nile, it's ruined!
The second plague, frogs. Frogs emerged from the river in overwhelming numbers. They filled homes, beds, and even the kitchens, getting into food and water. The croaking was unbearable, echoing through the land day and night. Still, Pharaoh refused to free the people.
Frogs in my bed? How are we supposed to sleep with this racket?
The third plague, lice. Tiny insects infested the land, crawling on people and animals alike. The itching was unbearable, but no matter how hard they tried, the Egyptians couldn't rid themselves of the infestation. Despite the misery, Pharaoh's heart remained hard.
I can't stop itching! Make it stop!
The fourth plague, wild animals. Wild animals invaded Egypt. Fierce creatures roamed the streets, entering homes and causing panic. The people were terrified, as dangerous beasts freely wandered everywhere, bringing fear and disorder. Yet Pharaoh remained stubborn. Close the door, they're everywhere! The fifth plague, livestock disease. A terrible disease swept through, killing livestock, cattle, sheep, and horses on a massive scale. The animals that were essential to farming, travel, and trade were lost, but even this great loss did not move Pharaoh.
No, my cattle! What are we going to do now?
The sixth plague, boils. Painful sores appeared on the skin of every Egyptian. The boils were excruciating and covered their bodies, making life unbearable. Yet even with this pain, Pharaoh's heart did not soften.
I can't bear this pain any longer!
The seventh plague, hail and fire. Hailstones mixed with fire rained down from the sky, destroying crops, trees, and anything outside. The storm left Egypt in ruins, but Pharaoh's defiance remained.
Our crops! Everything is gone!
The eighth plague, locusts. A swarm of locusts swept over Egypt, devouring every green thing that remained after the storm. The locusts covered the land, turning the skies black with their numbers. Fields and trees were stripped bare, but still, Pharaoh's heart was unmoved.
There's nothing left for us. Nothing!
The ninth plague, darkness. For 3 days, a thick, terrifying darkness covered Egypt. No one could see anything or leave their homes. It was as if the world had disappeared into an endless night. But even in the face of such fear, Pharaoh refused to change his mind.
Is this the end? Will we ever see light again?
The 10th plague, death of the firstborn. In one night, the firstborn of every Egyptian family, from the smallest household to Pharaoh's palace, died. This was the night of deepest sorrow. Grief filled every home, and at last Pharaoh's heart broke. He called for Moses and told him,
"Take your people and go."
No! My child! How could this happen?
Moses gathered the Israelites, and they left Egypt behind, carrying all they had. It was a quiet night as they began their journey to freedom. But not long after, Pharaoh's heart hardened once more. He regretted letting the Israelites go and ordered his army to pursue them. The Israelites, trapped between the Red Sea and Pharaoh's approaching army, were filled with fear. They cried out to Moses, unsure of what to do. But Moses assured them,
Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the salvation of the Lord.
Moses raised his staff, and God sent a powerful wind. The waters of the Red Sea parted, creating a path of dry ground for the Israelites. Walls of water rose on either side as they walked through the sea. It was a sight unlike any other. The creatures of the deep swam alongside them, illuminated by a mysterious light as the Israelites made their way through the sea. By dawn, they had safely crossed to the other side, but when Pharaoh's army tried to follow, the waters rushed back, sweeping away the chariots and soldiers. The Israelites were finally free. On the shores of the Red Sea, they sang and danced in celebration, praising God for the miraculous escape. Moses stood with his people, looking back at the sea, knowing they had witnessed something extraordinary. With faith and courage, even the sea had parted before them, proving that no obstacle is too great to overcome. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to follow our channel, The iPro Bible, for more wisdom and fun.
Yahoo!